are going to make mulligatawny, which is a really weird sounding name, but trust me, it's a yummy soup. And it has some weird ingredients, but just go with it. So first I have this little frozen thing of mirepoix, or you could just use frozen onions. This means it has frozen onions and celery and carrots together, already chopped up, but frozen onions will work fine. This is chicken breast that's been cut up into little cubes, little squares, and this is sweet potato that's about to be cut up. But first we just want the onions and whatnot and the chicken to go into the hot pan.
I had some olive oil in the bottom and I added the chicken and vegetables. And so really you just need to let it sit and cook. You want it to sit still so that the bottom of the chicken can get just a little bit browned. But you also want to stir it around a few times so the bottom of the chicken doesn't burn or stick to the pan. So it's this little balance of stirring just a little bit, but not too much. If you stir too much, then it starts to get all gooey and weird. We're going to add the spices. I already added salt and pepper to the chicken. I'm going to add a little garlic, because when you're not sure, salt, pepper, and garlic are good for everything. I'm going to add a little bit of cayenne just to make it a tiny bit spicy, but you could leave this out if you don't like spice, or you could add more if you do like spice. And then I'm going to add curry powder, and this is the weird ingredient. This is an Indian spice, but it's very yummy. Don't be afraid. I would say maybe a whole, soup spoon full, maybe even 2 of the curry. You can use a good amount of that. So let's toss it around in the chicken. All lovely. And then I'm going to turn the heat down just for a moment. Alright, so we're going to add our chicken stock. You just should buy one of these every time you go to the store and just have them sitting around because they work for so much, especially soup. This is kind of like the starter of all soups. Okay. So that whole box is in there. We're going to let this cook while we chop up our sweet potato and green apple. I had added the chicken stock and then I added the sweet potatoes, and they've been cooking maybe 10-12 minutes or so, so they're getting soft. Now I'm going to add my apples. Get a Granny Smith apple. You want it to be really tart. Put that in there. These don't need as long to cook, so they go in last. But here's the magic part. Get a can of coconut milk. I know it's upside down. It said open it from the wrong side. Anyway, get a can of coconut milk and then add this. And it's like magic. And I know it sounds weird, but just go with me. See how it turns it all creamy and lovely? You're going to let this cook maybe 5 more minutes, just long enough to get nice and hot again, and the apples will get a little soft. And I promise you, this will be your new favorite soup. Or at least you will like it better than you thought you would. Mulligatawny. Have fun!